Mortal Kombat is the latest HBO acquisition martial arts fantasy action film that's from newcomer Simon McQuaid. This is the revival attempt of the Mortal Kombat video game franchise turned film series, wherein the 1996 Mortal Kombat has now become a more accepted cult classic video game of sorts, whereas the Mortal Kombat Annihilation is still one of the worst pieces of turd that everyone pretty much abhors. And the failure of Annihilation became a driving force for this franchise to just stick to its video game roots, where we're now close to 25 years later finally seeing a second chance happen. This movie stars Louis Tan, Jessica McNamee, Josh Lawson, Tadambu Asano, Mekhi Brooks, Ludi Lin, Shin Han, Joe Taslim, Hiroki Sanada, and as the majority of the primary characters within the field. Oh god, there's gonna be so many weird terms and characters to even give this film a synopsis, but here we go. Essentially, Mortal Kombat introduces us to elite protagonist Cole Young, who is a former MMA champion down on his luck in life. Cole has a dragon marking embedded on his skin, which signifies that he's a chosen member of Earthrealm to come to battle in a tournament called Mortal Kombat when the time comes. Shang Tsung is a sorcerer from the realm of Outworld, whom, after receiving an ancient prophecy that Earthrealm's champions will prevent their 10th consecutive victory in the tournament, he decides to send in his team members to dispose of the champions before the prophecy were to come to fruition. And by doing so, we are introduced to the characters of the Mortal Kombat series as Cole Young and Earthrealm champions begin training for the tournament. I didn't like this film. I think it's better than Annihilation far and wide, yet the original Mortal Kombat is so much even better than this. This movie is pandering, it's deceitful, the screenplay is nothing short of being primitive because it doesn't know what to do in the fact that its entire existence is to set up a second film. That's really all this movie is. It's a sequel builder. It forces the bare minimum story to just get things going from some sort of beginning, and it gives you the fundamental basics at every possible angle to just try and get as much Mortal Kombat-esque stuff in there, but truth be told, this is just hideously boring. This is the plot of Balls of Fury mixed in with a little bit of Dragon Ball Evolution levels of lies, though it's not as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution, trust me, it can't be that bad. But there is no Mortal Kombat in this, and I'm not going to spoil it, so unless you've seen the film you'll know what I mean, but they could have just called this movie Combat with a C. One of the biggest issue here is its lead. Who the hell is Cole Young? As far as I know, this is the first time the character's ever been in the series fittingly as the relatable male human lead that he was probably told in his job description. But oh my god, is this character irritating, repetitious, unimaginative, and just devoid of life, really. He doesn't say anything good. There's nothing unique about this guy, from the acting to the character development to his battles. I sometimes wish he would just die so the story could transition to a better lead, but it never happens. This story should not have been about Cole Young. It should have been about Scorpion or Liu Kang, or I'll even take Sonya. I don't care, give her the female leading protagonist lead better than this guy. But because they are intentionally setting up the next film with an underwritten story and a lead to follow, the movie just forces itself into a tight corner where all they really do is talk and train. It's an endless loop of exposition, talking, and training, sprinkling some decent action sequences in between. Now I'll give praise where it's due, and are the fights what you should expect them to be? For the most part. That's what you're really looking forward to, but not even all of these battles are that exemplary, so what are you supposed to enjoy? Unless Kano is on the screen dominating his role, there's nothing. The tone is confusing and all over the place. The dialogue is atrocious. The villains' motives are rudimentary at best. The production setup is awful. Seriously, unless Kano is on the screen, he's carrying this entire project on his back. At least the action sequences are bloody, violent, gory, fast-paced, and they're done well enough with close proximity to really bring in the shots to center and attention for you. The fatalities that you could be looking for? Not enough, in my opinion. Only one really stuck out, and others could have been executed with much more graphic detail and just creativity all in all. Are the characters any good? Well, I already told you how much I hate the lead, but Kano is fantastic, Sonya is whatever, Jax is acceptable and fitting, and the rest of the characters they're there. For 5 or 10 minutes, sure, they're on the screen, but really, they're all just background characters, kind of like most people in my life. Look, my point is this, they're not trying. They're cash grabbing this movie just to get approval for the next one and hopefully get much more work done on the sequel. I give Mortal Kombat 2021 a 3 out of 10, and Let's just hope they can turn this negative into a positive for the actual tournament. Until next time, guys,